New stadiums are on the way. In North America, Latin America, and East Asia, teams are ready for new homes. Some are under construction now, some are still in the planning phase. Some large, some quite small. Some expensive, and some relatively cheap. Several new ballparks have gone up in the last decade, and there's been lots of positive news since they opened. Truist Park, home to the Atlanta Braves, opened in 2017. 4 years later, they won their first World Series in 26 years. This year it hosted the All-Star Game. 2019, Estadio Alfredo Arpelu opened in Mexico City. 4 years later, it hosted the first ever MLB Mexico City Series. Last year, the tenant team, Diablos Rojos, won their first Serie del Rey in 10 years. May win it again this year. Also in 2019, Changwon NC Park opened in Korea. 1 year later, the NC Dinos claimed their one and only Korean Series title. 2020, Texas Rangers moved into Globe Life Field. 3 years later, first World Series title in over 50 years of existence. 2023, Escon Field in Hokkaido, Japan opened its doors. Hokkaido Nippon Ham Fighters were a last-place team at the time. This year, they may have enough to win the Japan Series. Late in 2023, the Taipei Dome opened for business. 40,000 capacity, more than twice the seats of the other pro ballparks in Taiwan. Not home for any one team, but hosted many CPBL regular season games, leading to the league setting a new attendance record. 2025, Daejeon Hanwha Life Ballpark in Korea. The Hanwha Eagles started playing there this season and set a new team attendance record, contributing to another KBO attendance record, and they've all but locked up the number 2 seed after missing the postseason the last 6 years. Okay, not saying there's a direct correlation between a new home stadium and winning championships, but it does seem to be a trend. The attendance figures are no coincidence, though. New venues bring larger crowds. Some of the teams you'll see here today could use an attendance boost. Some could use a turnaround on the field. Others just need a new place. The old park's past its time. But whatever the reason, here are some new ballparks that'll be opening in the next few years. 2 new stadiums open in 2026. First one is in Mexico. Estadio Yuva will be all ready for LMB opening day in April, the new home for Guerreros de Oaxaca. A month ago, Guerreros bid farewell to Estadio Eduardo Vasconcelos, their home for the last 30 years. In that time, they've got one Serie del Rey title. That was in 1998. The new place, Estadio Yuva, will have a capacity of 7,000 to 8,000, about the same as the old stadium could hold. Not so big, they don't need anything too big, but something they can reasonably hope to sell out. Made of local stone with a quake-proof design, they say it aspires to be one of the most modern and emblematic stadiums in Mexico. Underground parking for 500 vehicles, improving access to the game. Appears to be very pedestrian-friendly as well. Entrance to the stadium and the concourse have a very modern look. Looks more like a university than a baseball stadium, going by the renderings here. Inside the park, 2-tiered seating, most on the lower deck though. Private suites on the second deck. An impressive-looking open structure for an outfield wall, so it doesn't extremely block the mountain view. A home run can bounce off the wall or go right through it. Scoreboard in center. No dimensions available, but I imagine they're pretty standard. A roof over the seats, keeping the spectators dry and providing some shade from the sun, while still giving them a view of the blue sky above. This looks like a great place to catch a game. Of course, these are drawings, not photos, so I won't praise it too much yet. But if the reality comes close to matching their vision, it's going to be a nice ballpark. The construction was made possible by a collaboration agreement between the local university and Guerreros, owned by Alfredo Arpelu, who also owns Diablos Rojos. The other one set to open in 2026 is in Taiwan. The Uni Lions, one of the CPBL's most successful teams, both historically and recently, are playing what should be their final season at the historic Tainan Municipal Baseball Stadium, home to the Uni Lions since the league's first season in 1990, one which first opened its doors in 1931. The new ballpark is Tainan Asia Pacific International Stadium. This was actually supposed to open for the 2025 season, but because of delays, was pushed back to next year. Not a bad thing, really. We've seen 2 kinds of stadium openings in Taiwan in recent years. The Taipei Dome was delayed year after year after year, finally opening in late 2023. Then there was a stadium that was rushed to completion a few years ago, and it had so many problems it couldn't make it through opening weekend. So delayed opening is better than a rushed opening. It'll be part of a larger baseball complex with at least 3 other fields. The Lions' new stadium will seat 25,000, more than double the old venue's capacity of 12,000. Presently, the Uni Lions only average 5,000 fans per game, the lowest average attendance in the CPBL. On a video I did last year, I received a comment saying that 5,000 is the infield capacity of their current stadium, and fans don't want to sit in the outfield. But the new stadium is supposed to have 10,000 seats in the outfield, not covered under the hot, bright sun. There's also the issue of access. The old ballpark is easy to get to. The new one is a bit out of the way. The field is going to be artificial turf, originally planned for grass, which is what the fans wanted, but it's turf now. Cost was estimated at over $60 million, and that was before the delays, might be even higher now. The Uni Lions were the Taiwan Series runner-up last year, and have already locked up a playoff spot this year, hoping for one more title before moving into their new home. In 2028, the new stadium for MLB's Athletics is scheduled to open in Las Vegas. Presently, the A's are playing in a minor league stadium in Sacramento, after more than 50 years at the old Oakland Coliseum. The new ballpark in Vegas just broke ground in June 2025, just a few months ago. Initial cost estimate is $1.7 billion. 6 levels, fixed roof. They say it'll feel more like a large arena than a baseball stadium. Grass surface, seating capacity of 33,000. Tiered bullpens, a bar behind home plate, a lounge overlooking the outfield. 9 lounge and club spaces total, 20 suite box options, and between 17 and 20 seating choices. A 36,000 square foot cable net glass curtain wall to let in natural light and provide a panoramic view of the strip. The roof design is called a spherical armadillo roof design, with 5 overlapping layers that'll provide passive shading, minimize glare, while admitting soft daylight. An 18,000 square foot Jumbotron will be the largest video board in MLB and one of the largest in North American sports. Tiered seating, split upper and lower seating with clear sight lines, bullpens in the left field bleachers, and event space in the right field with direct access to the field. 33,000 seems like a reasonable capacity for this stadium, but there is concern that the Vegas sports scene is getting crowded. The city isn't that big. What they've lacked in population they've always made up for in tourism figures, but that's been on the decline lately. And the way they left Oakland, the way it's going in Sacramento, it's not a popular brand right now, despite the team's long history. Also in 2028, in Korea, the SSG Landers hope to open a new home. Right now they play in Incheon SSG Landers Field, which is just 23 years old. The new place will be called the Cheongna SSG Baseball Stadium, a 21,000-seat multi-purpose sports and entertainment venue. Connected to the Starfield Shopping Mall, it'll be the world's first combined baseball stadium and shopping mall. 21,000 is actually a little smaller than their current ballpark's capacity of 23,000, but the old ballpark always averaged well under that figure. They're confident the new one will lure in more fans and raise the average attendance. It'll be fully enclosed and air-conditioned with a hybrid octagon dome structure, which will be unique to this stadium. It appears to be mostly a solid structure, but it does allow for some natural light to come in. 3 levels of parking below the playing field. There will be an infinity pool overlooking the field, where swimmers/spectators can enjoy themselves and view the action. Better lounges and luxury suites than any present KBO stadium. 3-tiered seating that should provide a much better viewing experience than their current stadium can offer. Having a baseball stadium fully integrated with the shopping mall is a brilliant idea, especially in South Korea. The mall itself will get tens of thousands of shoppers daily. It's easy to imagine people going from the mall to the ball game, back to the mall again. Construction is going on now. No delays as far as I can see. The SSG Landers, formerly the SK Wyverns, just won the Korean Series a few years ago. They are a winning team, and they're not badly in need of a new stadium. But this project is something the parent company really wants to try out, and I think it will work out great. Then there are a few more that are just being planned but have not begun construction yet. In Korea, the new Jamsil Stadium they hope will break ground in 2027 and be ready by 2032. With a 30,000 seating capacity, it'll be the largest in Korea, and only the second KBO stadium with a roof, a new home for both the Doosan Bears and the LG Twins. Tokyo Dome may have a replacement on the way. A new multi-purpose stadium is being planned at the site of the old Tsukiji Fish Market, with a retractable roof, similar capacity to what Tokyo Dome has now. They hope to begin construction on that in 2028. But the last 2 I just mentioned won't open until sometime in the early 2030s. They're still in the planning stages. I really wanted to highlight the 4 ballparks that are under construction right now and slated for an opening before this decade comes to a close. So, which stadium are you excited to see? Which one's your favorite? Any concerns about any of these? Let me know in the comments. Anyway, that's all for this one. Until next time, this is Baseball International. See ya!